Nowadays, more novice hunters are put in danger while going out to the plains.
You're fearless because
Hey,
you're
folks.
ignorant. Oh well. If you see a hunter in danger, help them.
We'll let them get through talking. Okay. Hey, folks. Bocephus here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. So they extended the beta test by 1 day, but I'm not gonna continue the rest of this day. I want to, play something else. But this video is going to be feelings, perceptions, assessment, all that stuff wrapped into one. What I think of the game. There's some good points and there's some not so good points. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. So the first thing we're going to get into is character creation. First strike against this game is creating a character, choosing male or female. They're following this trend of doing body type. Well, human beings are not body types. They're either male or female. What body type should fall under is whether you're male or female. You can't ignore biology, even in a video game. So I haven't done much looking for the male. I said I'd come back to it at the very first video I made. We'd come back to it, so we'd take a look at it. I don't think okay, so they got a good selection of pre-made faces. And they got a slider. So if you want that crimson chin, whether you're on a male or female tune, you can have it. So I think that's alright. They got the presets, then the types, and then you can adjust your face. Skin, there's good color, good skin tone. You can put wrinkles, all that stuff. I think they go into pretty good detail with character creation. The male and female, let's see, the body height, upper body, head size, neck width, shoulder position, shoulder size, shoulder width. So these are the exact same as female. Torso width, bicep size, so they don't have a chest depth either, just a width. So I think there's 2 sliders they're missing. Breast sliders, or chest size, or chest depth for male, and breast size for the female characters. And they are missing butt size. You can adjust the hip, leg, the hip width, and all that stuff. Let's see, let's go lower body, waist size, pelvis size, thigh size, and calf size, but you can't adjust how big their butt is, either sex, male or female. So that's a strike. If you're going to add all these sliders to go in such great detail, which is good, you're missing 2 sliders, and that is chest depth or breast size for female, and butt size. I think if they're going to do that, and they're going to claim inclusivity, they're excluding a lot of people's vision of how they want their character to look, whether a male player or a female player, or a transgender player, or gay player, lesbian player, it don't matter. The body types, both sexes have different body types, different body styles, different sizes, shapes. And if you're going to have these kind of sliders in your character creator, then you need to have the ability to represent any body shape, body size, and that includes breast size and butt size. So, other than those two sliders that are missing, I think the character creator is actually pretty good. One thing that I'm impressed about is that at least the female characters look feminine somewhat, if not almost flat as a 2x6 board. They at least have, you know, the default shape is feminine, so you can always adjust that. Let's see. That. But anyway, one thing that I was impressed about, where is it? There it is, hair. That was the hair I chose for my character. Is the hair physics. I think that is awesome. That hair physics is very well done. And you got a lot of starting off, there's a lot of hairstyles to choose from. Hair type. I don't know what the difference is between this type and this type. What's the purpose? And I really don't see any kind of difference. But there are lots of hair choices. The beginning costumes are pretty cool. I've never been a fan of those big shoulders. I hated those kind of shoulders and stuff in World of Warcraft. That one's pretty cool. I didn't look at that one when I was first, but that one's alright. But anyway, I'm getting distracted here. I'm not creating a new character, just going over some of these options. But I love the physics. Now, one thing I don't like, I know in the armored outfits there wouldn't be much physics for female characters, but in the cloth outfits there would be. So if you're going to have physics for hair, you have physics for the body too. So anyway, that's all I got for character creation. The character creation, I think, is well done, except for those few sliders. And in my opinion, it is not up to some developer or some publishing company, in this case Amazon, to tell me what I find attractive. If I want a female character with big boobs and a big ass, then I ought to be able to create that. Anybody ought to. Whether you're transgender, gay, lesbian, straight, you ought to be able to make the character that is appealing to your gaze. It doesn't matter what anybody else's gaze is. The character has to appeal to yours. And they take away some of that option by not having, all the sliders necessary to do that. Okay, next, we're going to talk about movement, combat, and I think it's really cool. You can set this to where your character's head will follow your cursor around. But anyway, movement, combat. Movement is pretty fluid. I think they've taken away the need to put bounce in a game by allowing you to change into animals. You can dive off a cliff and turn into a bird, or when you go into water, you'll turn into some kind of water creature to swim. There wasn't a way to go underwater, so I don't think there's going to, at least at the game launch, I don't think there's going to be a way to go underwater. I don't know if there'll be any underwater adventures. combat, to me, it was a combination of old and new style. And what I mean by that is that it has an auto attack. Ranged or melee, there's an auto attack. And my first video, when I first picked this up, I kept turning my auto attack on and off because of how, things I've gotten used to over the years as things change. Because my first MMO I ever played was the original EverQuest. This was years ago, like 1999 or something like that, 1998. And they had an auto attack. You turn that auto attack on, you just kind of stood there and hit your buttons. There wasn't a whole lot of moving around. Sometimes you'd have to move to avoid AoE spells and stuff like that, or catch an ad or something, but the movement wasn't very fluid in the original EverQuest. And in this, I think it allows more fluid movement, but it has an auto attack. It's like a combination of modern day movement and the auto attack. I'm just using the auto attack right here. Now I use the special attack. But anyway, I think the combat is okay, but if you're going to pick it up and play this game, just remember it's an auto attack. You don't have to keep hitting the E button to attack. So I think that aspect of it's all right. It takes a little getting used to, considering what modern day combat is like in most MMOs nowadays, or online action games. So if you're not used to that, it will take a little getting used to. Alright, so next we're going to talk about the UI. To me, this is kind of a standard UI setup. I'm unsure if you're able to make more than one hotbar show at the same time. There may be an option for it somewhere. But right now, I mean, there's not enough abilities here. And you can scroll through depending on the types of weapons you're using. So you can set it up. Well, you can set up, looks like you can set up for the 3 different builds or weapon combinations. So, and that would probably be enough. You probably wouldn't need to see 3 rows of hotbars. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of cleans it up. The confusing UI is this. You can hit for just your inventory, I for just your inventory, and it'll have little red dots on anything that's new in your inventory. So that's pretty standard. That's alright. The main menu, you hit F10, and that brings this up. And I can appreciate the effort to put all this under one hotkey. So, I mean, it's fairly organized. I mean, there are different hotkeys. It tells you through the tutorial, like equipment enchanting. You can hit the period button. Crafting. It tells you the hotkey, what to use. Sales tax, I'm not sure exactly what that does. I think that's more for guild stuff. And I am not in a guild, so I cannot give you details on the guild stuff. There's things that I think are unnecessary or more confusing than what they need to be. Like the leveling log, there's several windows like this. There's something to do with the storefront here, leveling pass. I think you can level 1 to 50 premium leveling log pass. You can buy up to level 50. I've never been a fan of that unless you've already have a character at level 50. And even then, that's problematic because to me, you need to level the character and learn it. If you're going to play a different character, different play style, different weapons than your main character, you need to level that character and learn it as you go. Learn how to play it to be efficient with it. So, you know, it all depends on what you want to do. So there's, when you complete a quest, there's something weird. So I'm trying to find it. Map, milestone. This one. There's all kinds of little sub menus like this. Little, you can get rewards for this stuff, but there's so much, it's just crazy, and it's hard to keep up with. I think all these little sub menus of rewards and stuff like that are a little overboard. And it gets confusing. Level curves. Where's the quest log? Codex. Ah, here it is. This is like your quest log. And it tracks your quest, and when you finish a quest or a quest line, you have to come into this menu to claim your reward. It don't just give it to you automatically. I think that's a kind of a waste, an extra step. If you finish it, you shouldn't have to come into this menu. That should just pop up on screen. If you're going to have an option or something to choose, it should just pop up on your screen. Instead, it'll give you this little flashy warning to come into here to claim your reward. And I just think it'd be much simpler if, you know, the quest completion will pop up on your screen, get a little flashing warning, you click on it or hit a hotkey, and then you know, choose your reward, or it just tells you what reward you get. Of course, you, like most MMOs, there's exploration rewards and stuff, which is cool. There's a lot of collection stuff for all you collector nuts out there. I mean, most people that play MMOs are gonna collect things. So it seems like there's a lot to do. The day and night cycle is pretty good. Get distracted here on that day and night cycle. But anyway, art direction on the outfits, I think it's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool outfit, though. I got all those free special shop coins. I think it's these right here, Lucents. I had all those free ones, so I bought that outfit. And of course, you could buy dyes. I don't know what you use the sewing thread for. I didn't go into that detail. I mean, there's details I'm just not going to go into just for a beta. The only thing I wanted to do was just see how smooth the gameplay was, what the story was like, and all that. So this could be why I'm not going to give it bad marks on the UI. You know, I've only actually played the game about 10 hours total. So, you know, I haven't learned anything. You know, I would say I haven't learned anything. Maybe I haven't gone into detail about some of this stuff. The map interface is pretty straightforward, simple. It's not bad. And easy to navigate. I think you make your own pins. You can filter the icons and all that stuff. So typical map stuff that you can do. And down here it tells you what time of day it is, or at least tells you if it's night or day, where you're at. There's a gentle breeze There is weather, rain, stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. It says gentle breeze, so I don't know if there's a storm, if weather factors into how you can travel or anything. So I haven't gotten that far into the game yet to determine stuff like that. That'd be cool if the weather affected how you could travel. Uh, as far as overall how the game looks, it's a beautiful game. Um, the world setting's all right. I haven't had any problem. I'm on an NVIDIA 4090 running full ultra graphics DLSS with frame generation, and I have not had a bit of frame issue. I've been in real populated areas such as the main town, the main hub, with a ton of people there, and I don't know if those are actual people or bots, but either way, all these little dots above people's heads, those are other players. Uh, if you watch any of the other videos, I've been in a hub with a ton of other players, and I didn't suffer any kind of frame generation or lag. I haven't had any problems or issues getting online with the server. Um, I haven't had any issues getting kicked offline. So I don't know if during this beta time they had any maintenance going on or anything, or any problems when I, slept. I got to sleep. So, but I know the times that I've been able to play and be online, I haven't had any issues. I swear, the hair physics is awesome. I just wish they had physics for everything else, but yeah. That's DEI stuff for you. What else can we go over here? The story. I'm not, how can I put this, disappointed in the story, but I'm not impressed either. I'm kind of neutral on it. The acting is kind of weird when you interact and get quests from children. Children are always goofy in these games to talk to. They just always sound strange to me. Most of what I've run into, most of the male quest givers, I think this is where your DEI comes into play. Most of your male quest givers that you talk to are all cowards. They're all afraid of something or other. They stammer when they speak, not very confident, except for one, that hunter guy. This guy over here. This is the only male character I've run across so far that actually seemed like he had a backbone. Even the ones, around that wolf hunt that appear that you got to save, and they'll drop random stuff for you to get, like the world tree leaf. And you save them from the wolves. I haven't seen any female counterparts to these people you got to save in that wolf contest. It's always males, and they're always in trouble, and they're always about to die because they suck. I think if they alternated between male and female, that would be alright, but it's always male. So there's your DEI in some of that stuff. It doesn't seem like the DEI is overbearing, but it is there. It's something, at least in my initial 5 to 6 hours of gameplay with this, that can be, overlooked, I guess you could say, or tolerated, or gotten past. But it is there. It's something you're going to have to deal with first, and you run into it in the very first thing from the character creation when you're choosing body type. Oh, what else can it? But anyway, I'm getting off track here. The story, uh, I'm neither impressed nor disappointed with it. It's kind of bland. It's a typical this person was born with this ability type thing, and there's an evil person after them trying to take their ability away from them. So that's kind of an old story trope, and well, nothing new as far as that goes. The narrator, to me, the one narrating the story, sounds just like that gal that did Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I could be mistaken, but to me it sounds just like her. So that may be the same person, the narrator. And I think that adds a nice voice to the story narration. Quest tracking is pretty simple. You can look here on your mini map. Of course, you get all this drop down of all these quests. I haven't found, at least I haven't found or figured out if there's a way to untrack quests till you're ready to do them. It seems like whenever you pick up a quest, you can't untrack it, and so it ends up cluttering up. I mean, that's a cool feature that you can hide it, but you can't untrack them, so it creates a separate window down here for side quest or sub quest, and these are your main quest. But if you can't, at least I haven't found a way. That's not saying there isn't a way. I just haven't found it, that there's a way to untrack quest so you can just concentrate on one map marker. Could be there. I just hadn't found it. Like I said, I've only played this for about 5 or 6 hours. Group content, I have not done any. I cannot say one way or the other how fun the group content is. Yeah, I'm not just haven't played long enough to get to a point where I'm in the group content. So I've only gone over a few of the things. I think this is okay how they did that. I just think there's too many sub menus for tracking quests and stuff like that. The way the quests are and the sub menus, and I just think there's too many things to try and keep track of. Photo mode is pretty cool. There's no poses, but you can move the camera around fairly easily, and you don't have to make the UI disappear. Once you hit that F button to take a picture, it'll automatically remove all this stuff. But I don't see anything for poses, but you can change the screen effects, which is pretty cool. That's pretty standard. They'll probably add more screen filters. That one's actually alright right there. But anyway, filter intensity, contrast settings. Whoa! Do some lighting. That's pretty cool. I haven't messed with all that yet. Lighting color. Screenshot resolution. Gaze follows cursor. That's she'll look at you. That's pretty cool. Turn that off to show the little dude. Camera angle. Character on screen location. What's this? Emotes. Oh, you can do emotes. There we go. So I just discovered that. That's cool. You can do emotes. Character. So you can do emotes for your screenshots. But you have to be quick. Okay, but anyway, I'm done messing around. That's a pretty cool feature, but you can do emotes. We just discovered that. So, what do I think about the game overall? It has some cool features in it. The game is beautiful. Like I said, I got all the max graphics, DLSS, and frame generation, and all that going. I haven't had any problems with frame issues. The quest, the main story it isn't bad, but it's not really good either. So it's kind of a medium in between story where it's okay. I mean, it just doesn't grab my attention enough to make me want to pay for the game. The gameplay isn't anything really new. It's kind of a mix. The combat's kind of a mix of old style plus new style, but it's just a mashup of style. All the menus, the crafting menus, the leveling up menus, that can be quite confusing. You're going to have to spend some time in game to learn that stuff. It can be quite confusing. It's not just a simple basic level up and try and get better equipment, because you can upgrade your equipment without having to change it out, which is what I see in the First Descendant, how you can level up your weapons and change out or refine abilities on your weapons. I think you can do that here in this game, so you're not always having to look for a new piece of armor to be better. You can always level up your armor. There's probably different quality types, like newbie or normal, quality, rare, and ultra rare drops, and so on and so forth. I just haven't gotten that far in the game. I'm not going to tell you whether you should buy the game or not. I'll leave that up to you. All I can say is that I didn't have a bad time with it. But it wasn't spectacular in gameplay or story, but it wasn't a bad time. And the few DEI things that are in it, in my opinion, can be overlooked. You can get past it, at least to this point in the game I'm at. I don't know if it gets any worse the further you get into the story or what have you, but at least up to this point, if you can look past a few of the little DEI things that are in there, the checkboxes, I think if you like MMOs, you could probably like it, but is it something that I would get into? Not to a point where I'm going to buy it. No. I may in the future, maybe one that I keep an eye on, see what kind of changes they make or things they add. But I'm not going to be playing it at launch. I didn't have. I'm just not compelled to. It's not. It's not bad. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I did not have fun with it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it maybe a 7. Maybe worth buying to some people that like this kind of gameplay. I didn't find the gameplay bad. I just didn't find it all that exciting either. So, anyway, maybe a 7. I think that'll be it. I'm not going to play any more in this beta. I may come back to it in the future after it goes live if I'm going to spend the money. But I am not going to play it at launch. I'm going to wait and see. Maybe keep it in my library and track it and see what kind of changes come about over the next 6 months with this game or so. Anyway, that's all I got. As far as recommending the game to people, you can watch my play videos I did on it, and you decide whether you like it or not. All I can say is my experience with it isn't bad. It's not spectacular, but it's not bad. Here's that warning again that I've been online for too long. But anyway, be good to yourself. Take care of each other. Stay safe out there. And I'll catch you next video.